Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Just going to do kind of a quick tribute video, actually. I mean, I'm sure as all you guys have heard today that Tina Turner passed away, and yeah, just another one of those big, legendary greats that we've lost. You know, it's definitely kind of tough because those of us that grew up as kids in the '80s, even kind of the '70s and maybe even the '60s, at this point, you know, it's like there's a good chunk of those artists that made kind of rock and roll and R&B history that really kind of laid the foundation that are still alive now. But it seems like from 10 years prior to maybe 10 years here moving forward, there's just kind of this gap where their time is winding down and winding up, I should say. And so it's just like the amazing artists that we seem to be, the legendary artists that we seem to be losing on such a regular basis is, I mean, it's expected because these people are in their 70s, 80s, that type of thing, but it's definitely impactful. And I think probably this one with Tina Turner might be one of the biggest ones that I've personally experienced in terms of some of those names that I've heard. I mean, I think like Tina Turner and David Bowie are probably the two that just stick out the most. That when I heard it was just like, whoa, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, so I just thought I would do kind of a quick little tribute video, just kind of maybe show some of my Ike and Tina as well as just Tina Turner vinyl. I won't get into CDs or cassettes or anything like that. But just kind of a way just to, you know, put my little bitty piece out into the universe to show a little tribute to the one and only. And I think one of the reasons why Tina is really one that I connect with a lot more is because out of all of, especially kind of when I look at the black female, especially legendary artists, you know, your Ann Peoples, your Gladys Knight, your Patti LaBelle's, you know, just kind of on and on and on, Roberta Flack and so forth. I think Tina is always the one that seemed to remind me the most of my mother. And so there's some type of emotional connection with how I viewed her and how I connected with her. Because the one thing about Tina is that, like, you know, we all kind of know her story. She went through some pretty tough stuff, like some hell on earth kind of stuff. And the fact that she came out of it on the other end, not just as like she survived it, but she came out of it on the other end with the only focus of making herself a better person, you know. And there's something about that I just respect to no end. In other words, she didn't run off and try to say, I could probably get a lot of attention by, you know, being like a Meghan Markle or something, and all of a sudden try to make myself the world's biggest victim by just spilling out everything that I think is not fair, not right in my life, and blah blah. She didn't do that. Like, if anything, she wanted to bury that stuff and leave it behind and be through with it. She wanted to get more in touch with herself, get more in touch with her spiritual self, go forward, be more positive, and actually just have positive impacts in life. And she really didn't want people to come with her about that stuff. And to me, for someone who could have easily used that low-hanging fruit as a way to kind of put themselves in the spotlight, because again, when she first left Ike, it wasn't as if she was on top and the mega star and everybody wanted her and there were all these offers, and that wasn't what was going on. I mean, it wasn't a given that she was going to become what we know as that '80s Tina Turner. But she didn't. She just went out to make herself a better person. And that makes me think about, you know, my mom dealt with some very, very significant things throughout the course of her life, especially when she was younger and as a young adult. And her getting through it was kind of the same thing. She didn't come out bitter. She didn't come out thinking everything had to be a fight. She didn't come out, you know, all that type of thing. She came out more faithful. She came out more humble. She came out more caring, you know, more prayerful, like all of that type of stuff. And so there's a very strong connection that I have with Tina, you know, experiencing her that way and kind of my mother. And there's a very good documentary, I don't know if it's on Hulu or something like that, but you guys know how to search, about Tina Turner. You ought to watch it because it's absolutely fantastic. Really, really fantastic. But anyway, so let me just kind of jump in and share some of the vinyl that I have in my collection of Tina Turner, as well as Ike and Tina Turner. And yeah, just like I said, my quick little tribute. So we'll start off here with definitely my prized possession out of my Tina Turner collection, which is Ike and Tina. This is Dynamite. This is their 1962 release, and as you can see, just a beautiful OG copy, still in shrink, in fantastic condition. This was in 1962, where they had, you know, A Fool in Love was on there, which of course was just a huge, huge hit for them. And then we move on to their release here from 1966. On here you had Shake a Tail Feather, which was definitely kind of another big hit for them. So another great album there. And probably one of my favorite albums to listen to when I think about listening to Ike and Tina Turner, which is Working Together. I just think this album right here just really captures all the things that kind of made them great. Whether it's a song like Working Together, which is kind of a, you know, a great R&B kind of message type of song, but then they can also, you can go right into Proud Mary, you know, the Creedence cover that just gets you up and want to shake and get rolling. The Let It Be cover they do by the Beatles. You know, so just a lot of great stuff and a lot of different facets of what they can do on this album. So definitely one of my favorites there. And that was from 1970. And then a couple maybe that if you aren't a huge Tina Turner fan, these maybe haven't crossed your radar. But Ike and Tina, Get It, Get It. Again, no gigantic well-known hits on here, but just both of them doing what they do well. I mean, that cover kind of sums it up, actually. And the same thing here with Too Hot to Hold. You know, another fantastic one there. No gigantic major hits off of this, but this is their 1974 release. So that's another great one there. Then, of course, the 80s come around, and I don't have Tina's first album, which I need to actually get. It's actually, there's a couple I'm missing in there. So we'll just have to jump right to Private Dancer, which, of course, is just the album that just threw her up to mega stardom with this particular album. You know, and of course, you have What's Love Got to Do with It, I Can't Stand the Rain, Private Dancer, Let's Stay Together, Better Be Good to Me. I mean, yeah, Tina tore it up on this one here. Loved it to death. And this is, of course, the album that gave her all the video rotation and all that good stuff. And including, like I said, the major hit like What's Love Got to Do with It, which originally she didn't want to do. She didn't want to do that song. But if you watch that documentary, it's kind of interesting too, because when you hear the first version that she was presented, I can see why she didn't want to do the song, because it was really different, but it was definitely really missing something. And then they kind of went through and, you know, arranged a few things a little bit differently, and it became the masterpiece that you hear now. But even just that piece is worth watching the documentary. But moving right along, Tina Turner, Breaking Every Rule. This from 1986. Another fantastic album. On here you have Typical Male, definitely one of my favorite songs by her, including What You Get Is What You See. I absolutely love the intro to that song. One of my favorite Tina Turner intros, and I'm not even sure why, I just do. But fantastic album there. And then, of course, another 12-inch for What's Love Got to Do with It. Tina live in Europe. And I still swear to this day, this is maybe junior high, maybe high school, I just had seen Tina Turner, and I didn't even know about her old school stuff really at this time. It was just stuff that was in video rotation with What's Love Got to Do with It, Better Be Good to Me, and that is what I loved and I knew about Tina. But again, this is days before the internet, and my parents don't have a gigantic music collection, blah, blah, blah. All my friends are metalheads or hip-hop fans, so I'm not getting introduced to new Ike and Tina until this concert appeared on HBO, the Live in Europe concert. And I remember recording that on VHS and watched it constantly. And just between some of the older stuff she was doing, her current stuff, when she did Tonight with David Bowie, when she did It's Only Love with Bryan Adams, I mean, that concert just like opened me up to, this Tina Turner is a heck of a lot more than just what I know about from, you know, Private Dancer. And so this is really the album that propelled me into all of the other areas that was Tina Turner. So fantastic album. I shouldn't say album, it was the video that did it, but that Live in Europe concert. And then you have her released here from 1989, and this is Foreign Affairs. Again, just kind of her still riding the wave. Of course, this wasn't as big as Private Dancer, but still absolutely fantastic, and has what arguably is my favorite Tina Turner song, which is Look Me in the Heart. I have the, well, actually, I'll just show this right here. You know, you have The Best, Simply the Best, which is just kind of a greatest hits that has all of her fantastic stuff on here. Well, when I had the CD of this, the song Look Me in the Heart was on there. And I also had the DVD that has all the videos for these albums and for these songs, and the video for Look Me in the Heart was on there. And I just really got connected with that song for some reason, and just something about it was just the cool smoothness of Tina. And so I you know, I don't know, it worked its way to the top of the list very quick. But another great album by her there. So yeah, again, another sad loss. You know, I'm definitely glad that I had the opportunity to see her in concert. I only saw her once, and this was probably, probably like 17 years ago, something like that. But I did get a chance to see her and Lionel Richie. I mean, they freaking killed it that night. But yeah, so I definitely feel fortunate in that regard, and yeah, you know, condolences across the board to her family, friends, you know, everyone. So the music world, and yeah, like I said, I'm gonna miss you, Tina. All right, thanks, VC. Let me know what you think.